that we have. So before we actually get into any details of this, this is most pertinent. Set the right goals, invest your money, but then before investing your money, please make sure that you have an emergency fund. Maintain your credit score. We know what the credit cards do to us, and it really is a vicious circle. So please ensure that you maintain your credit score, and if you require more understanding, then please feel free to reach out to Ela or myself. And we've got a wonderful advisory group who works with us for these talk shows. So we will certainly support you in enhancing your understanding and knowledge around credit scores. Add another source of income if you can, right? Have a stable career. Of course, everything revolves around a stable career. Diversify your portfolio, whether you want to, what are the what's available in the market is real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual fund, ULIP, and there is so much more. SIPs. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all that's available to us. So diversify your portfolio, and when I say so is keep the right balance, be consistent and cautious, right? And why would I advise, or why would we, the panel that we have who supports us for these talk shows, is to reduce the risk of loss, right? So it's extremely important for us to understand this aspect. Then always make sure that that you learn how to manage your wealth, right? And this is exactly what we are doing. This is the 5th in the series. We are all learning as to how we manage our wealth. And then, of course, see where you can invest and what suits you the best. And there is a famous American businessman, Robert G. Allen, and he once quoted, "How many millionaires do you know who have become wealthy by investing in saving bank account?" I rest my case. So that's where we are, right? With a subject matter expert like Mayur Bhai with us. There are some very pertinent answers that we can get from him. Is why stock markets are second source of income, why we keep failing in stock markets, how can you hedge your portfolio, how to understand reading the charts, what is trading, a trade plan, what is money and risk management. So this is all, it's endless, right? So quick word about Mayur Bhai. I don't want to steal your thunder. He's of course a former market maker and a specialist of a licensed professional finance from the finance industry. He's highly qualified. He's done trainings, courses from the academies in USA, and he's qualified on he's a certified forex consultant, capital markets, and of course that's one part. But then he's also a hardware engineer. So all that about Mayur Bhai, and thank you so much. Your previous session was extremely popular, and so here we are with you. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Sharma, to have me again on this particular talk show of yours. I hope this time too I am going to have some valuable insight about the things which we are going to discuss. Now, what Mr. Sharma has already spoken to you, he has already jumped one step ahead of what is going to come in the next series. Today, what we are going to discuss is about ULIP and mutual fund. What is the difference between ULIP and mutual funds? And every time you hear sahi hai. So what do you mean by sahi hai? And then one tagline which is written down, mutual fund is subject to market risks. And then that, that sound which comes in, that means they are telling you, boss, whatever you are investing, everything is yours, all your risk is yours, and whatever money you are going to give me, thank you very much. And this is what actually happens. So people are not, there were a few people from the mutual fund industry. So I don't want to say whether it is right or wrong. I want you to decide what is right and what is wrong. Okay, here I am only here. I have gathered some information related to the mutual fund industry and also of the ULIP. And I am going to present to you today what are the basic standard difference. Okay, depending on your age factor, okay, you should be able to select the right thing. That is what my understanding is. And we will also discuss what are the different type of charges which they have in the mutual fund as well as the ULIP. So let's go forward. Let me share my presentation with you. Thank you once again, Mr. and Mrs. Sharma, to call me over here. I am not a guru. I am not फाइनेंशियल जिसको बोलते हैं ना कि मैं कोई गुरु बुरु नहीं हूं, मैं आपके तरह एक सिंपल सादा बंदा हूं जिसने एक सिस्टम ढूंढा है, जिसने एक a process follow कर रहा हूं to make it in the market. Okay, so let me take you without any wasting any more time. Let me share the screen with you.
Yeah, till such time you share the screen, there is a disclaimer that while Mayur Bhai is a subject matter expert, but then it is our own discretion around the advice that comes from him. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
So what is important that whatever we are doing, okay, don't take your money lightly. It is like, people come over here in the market, or whether you just invest just for the sake of investing. Don't do that. Okay, you need to work yourself professionally, and this is what the disclaimer which we always have as SEBI's rule. Futures, options, or any type of investment is a highly risky activity. Any action you choose to take in the market is totally your own responsibility, will not be direct, indirect, blah 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 blah. Example used for training purpose only. So again, that coming in, and the disclaimer is there in front of you. Okay, so guys, why I'm putting in disclaimer, because somebody had WhatsApp me and saying कि boss 2-3 stock दे दो and हम उसके ऊपर गैम्बलिंग करेंगे, सट्टा लगाएंगे and वो multi-bagger हो जाएगा. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. There is a system behind finding the multi-baggers. I am going to show you that system. Okay, so it's a process, it's a system. So once you understand that, the things becomes much more easy. Okay, and the most important thing is you need to understand that here what Mr. and Mrs. Sharma is doing, we are trying to share our knowledge, our findings, our experience with you all. Okay, and that is very, very important, that in this scenario, they are taking pain to get you all together so that we can, learn together, share together, and grow together. Very, very important. So let's start. Government has introduced the tax, the long-term capital gain tax. Okay, and whatever your investment, whatever you are doing, gain, which was practically zero for all these years, and that is why people were loving this particular stock market. And then they came out with this 10% tax, that is the long-term capital gain tax. So anything you buy and you sell after 1 year, okay, you are liable to pay this 10% capital gain. Okay, and that is where the difference started between the ULIP and the mutual fund. Now, what is a mutual fund? Let's understand this first. And what is a ULIP? So we will understand both what is ULIP and what is mutual fund. Now, mutual fund is nothing but you are giving money to a fund manager like me. Okay, and I give you unit for the amount of investment you are doing. That means the base value of the unit can be 10 rupees. Okay, so if you are buying 100 rupees worth of unit, that means you are going to get 100 units. Now, are you going to get 100 rupees worth of units? We will come to that at a later stage. But this is what the basic funda is. You get units for every rupee you spend. Okay, but there are other charges which are getting deducted. So we will understand what are these charges. Now, what do the mutual fund industry do? Now, whatever the funds which are being collected, okay, they invest in the stock market. Okay, they invest in bonds, they invest in money instruments. Okay, and they can invest that particular money in such a format. Okay, it could be debt funds, it could be forex related. So whatever the portfolio of that particular mutual fund. Now, it could be only large cap. That means all the large cap, the first 50 stock in the Nifty, they can invest there. The small cap, so very, very small companies, they will invest there. A mix of funds. So there are more than 500 different types of funds available right now. Okay, it could be just sectorial funds. It could be pharma fund. It could be IT fund. It could be financial funds. So you are going to go crazy to understand, going deep inside the mutual fund. Okay, and that is where the problem starts. That is where the understanding and the learning of the market comes handy. Now, in 2012, 2013, if you had invested in a pharma fund, because between 2009 and 2012, the pharma fund was doing excellent. Means all the pharma stocks were just going up, 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 up. So during that particular regime, so everybody was only talking about pharma, pharma, and pharma. So everybody had put in their money into the pharma fund. And why? What has happened? Between 2013-14 to 2020, pharma fund continuously has been going down, 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 down. Okay, and it has not performed. Why it has not performed? It is the way the market behaves. It is the way the market behaves, and this is what happens. People, without any understanding, without any clue of what is actually to buy, they jump into something when it is at the peak level. Last time also I had said, you need to buy low and then sell high. You need to buy low and sell high. And that should be the clear idea of how these particular funds will actually perform. Now, most of the time, whenever everything will become okay and everything is rosy and sunshine, people will go ahead to buy something. Okay, and that is the wrong way of investing. That is a wrong way of investing into anything, because whenever things are extremely good, things are very nice, you are going to buy something which is at a high price, or you are buying something costly. So let us first understand the actual difference. I have made a list of whatever the criteria which we are looking at. What is the ULIP and what is mutual fund? Okay, so ULIP is unit link insurance plan. The full form of ULIP is unit link insurance plan. Okay, so what is this? The product is you are buying an insurance along with the investment. So technically what you are buying is part of the money goes for your insurance. That means your life is covered, and the rest of the part is going into similar to how the mutual funds are behaving. Okay, it goes under debt funds, it goes under equity market, bond market, anything. So there is that particular angle into ULIP. Now, mutual fund is not covering your life insurance. Okay, so this is the major difference as far as ULIP and mutual fund is concerned. So what is the tax saving criteria? When you buy ULIP, Okay, premium what you pay up till 1.5 lakh rupees is taken care by under ATC section. Okay, very important that it gets covered under ATC section. Okay, and the maturity also is tax free under section 10B. The sum insured paid to the nominee also is tax free. So this particular section is becoming very, very important as far as ULIP is concerned, wherein 1.5 lakh rupees tax availability is there. It goes under ATC section, and the majority also becomes tax free under ATD section. The nominee, in case something going wrong, also gets a tax free money, wherein only and only with ELSS based investment in mutual fund are subject to tax benefit. All other are not having any tax benefits. Okay, so is this clear? So in this case, we have this comparison as far as tax saving was concerned. And now we come to the investment side. So when we are talking about investment, part of whatever you are paying goes as insurance and part will go as a life cover. Okay, so rest can be invested, means they invest, the fund manager invest in equity, hybrid, debt, bonds, equity, anything. So many things are there. And in case of mutual fund, it is pure investment only. Okay, so insurance mein life is covered, here there is no life cover. Then riders. Now what are riders? Now as you know, insurance always covers comes with a rider. So over here you can get comprehensive riders protecting you in terms of different type of riders which are available. Accidental rider or disability rider can be avail into this fund, wherein mutual fund this is not applicable. Liquidity, yes, now this is very, very clear. As far as the rules are concerned, there is a 5-year locking period before you can exit. Okay, this goes for the mutual fund also, except for the ELSS fund, which have a 3-year locking period. Okay, so this is the major difference. Otherwise, any other plan we are buying under the mutual fund, okay, will also have a 5-year locking period. Please need to write down. If you want to write, please take a book and pen. Please write it down, because this is very, very important for you to understand. Okay, here there is no specific tenure. That means anytime after 5 years you can exit, not a problem. In this case also, anytime after 5 years is allowed, but here the investment has a tenure of say 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So in this case, the tenure is fixed. That means your life cover is available for say 10 years, 15 years. That's it. And the exit of the closure of that particular fund is 15 years or 20 years. Okay, very, very important. So in this case, what we are looking at is a long-term saving along with your life cover. In this case, most of the time it is short, medium or long term, depending on what you are looking at. Okay, why I am saying short? Because 5 saal ho gaya and you are exiting. Okay, you do not wait for the cycle to even complete one complete cycle. Nobody waits, and that is what is dangerous as far as mutual funds are concerned. Okay, you have to have some long-term goal. Mutual fund will only pay you if you keep it for a longer period of time. Otherwise, it's not going to pay you more. Okay, now whatever the fund which you are looking at and whatever fund which you are selecting, please understand they are showing you 10, 15, 20 years ka period. Now, even that is a projection. Or there'll be fund which has started somewhere in 2005 and they are showing you some returns. But that means it is 15 years period and they are showing you some X return. Now, based on that X return, the next 15 years, will it give you the same type of return? Again, a question mark, which you need to find an answer for. So ideally, it's a long term. Once you go for a long term, the returns would be quite good. That is what the basic idea of buying some fund is all about. So when can you buy? Practically anytime once you want to start saving. Okay, here whatever the money you have on disposal, public बोल रहा है 500 रुपया भी SIP चालू करो. But again, a wrong way of going about thing, because you don't know what you are putting that 500 rupees into. Okay, and then again, when the ups and downs of the market are taking place, public have no clue of what to do and what not to do. So 5 years later, the pharma fund, which I am giving you an example, pharma fund have not performed since the last 8 years. So people have been losing money on that. So it is very important that you select the right funds. Very, very important. So one of the most, I would say, very, very important point. In this case, you are getting insurance, but one of the biggest difference is flexibility in switching funds. Now, this is very, very important. Okay, here if you are buying a particular fund, okay, say you have bought a pharma fund, you have bought a IT fund, you have bought a financial fund, you have bought mid cap fund. Here there is practically no switch over. Now generally what we do is, when the market is falling, we change or we allocate our fund to a debt funds. So it is like debt funds practically would go up while the markets are falling. Okay, they will not go up significantly, but at least your fund is protected to a certain extent. Means वो minus होने की जगह पे at least वो stable हो जाता है, या तो थोड़ा growth मिलता है. जब भी normal fund अगर रहता है, market related fund रहता है, whether it is equity related fund, okay, whether it is large cap or mid cap or small cap, any fund, okay, when the market is falling, you will see the NAV of all the funds going down, 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 down. Okay, but debt funds, or what we call as a liquid funds, or what we call as a income funds, they do not go down along with the market. Okay, so this is like a security. So in ULIP, you can have an option of switching your fund to whatever it is doing. Now, if the market is going up, okay, I can switch to an equity fund. Okay, I can switch over to a mid cap fund. I can switch over to a large cap fund. There are total of 11 funds you can switch over to. Okay, while here, whatever fund you have selected from the day one, you have to continue for the 5 years, and then whether it will grow or not grow, you do not have a chance to get out of this. So one of the biggest difference after the insurance and the tax saving, okay, this is one of the big difference for the ULIP. So again, the locking period, which is very important, 5 years. Okay, in this case, for only ELSS, it is 3 years. Otherwise, everything is 5 years. Okay, now security wise, what is important? Because we want our money to be secured. कुछ होना नहीं चाहिए. Here it is very clear that, you know, that one liner which you can always hear: mutual funds are subject to market risk. That is the killing point for the mutual fund. You know, so the fund can perform or not perform, and you cannot do anything about it. But while as far as the ULIP is concerned, okay, you will not get very low or very high growth, but moderate growth is there, because 40% of the investment goes in the debt funds. 40%, yes, and that gives you that moderate growth, and it doesn't go down like the mutual fund. That is very, very important. So somebody who doesn't want to, बहुत लालच नहीं हो सकती यार, तो people with age group between 55 and 60 who wants थोड़ा better return के point of view से, लेकिन market में up downs नहीं देखना है, तो this is a wonderful way to go about. And fund management charges, which is, we will come to this particular part at a later stage, but yes, fund management charges are also low because IRDA, that Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, IRDA, has restricted the insurance company to reduce the charges, because technically this is a insurance related plan, and hence the charges are on the lower side, wherein mutual fund charges technically can go up to 2.5%. Okay, so fund management charges. This is the,
yeah. So Mayur bhai,
yeah.
So can you do a comparative between risk, number one, number two, flexibility, and third, when we talk about fund management charges, how does it hit me, or how do I pay for these the charges that are being mentioned here?
Very good question. In the next slide itself, we will have a clear understanding on this particular thing. Let's go ahead. So just to quickly wrap up the thing, mutual fund at the time of investment, the tax implication, no exemption is there. Here ATC exemption is there. Okay, tax post tax में partial withdrawal possible, short term and long term capital gain applicable over here. In this case, exemption section 10(10)(d). Maturity full redemption, short term, long term capital gain. Again, even if you are partially withdrawing, yet long term capital gain लगने वाला है. यहाँ पे partial withdrawal में भी नहीं लगता है. So after 5 years, if you partially withdraw from your ULIP, okay, suppose you are paying 1 lakh rupee per year and 5 lakh rupiya jama ho gaya, and if you are withdrawing 1 lakh rupees worth of units, okay, then you are not going to pay taxes. That is the beauty of having this particular thing. Okay, so let us understand the charges what you just have discussed. So just to give you a mota idea, 10 pay means 10 years of investment. Okay, so term is 20 years, payment term is 10 years. So let's not talk about premium, let's talk about the amount what we are paying. Okay, so suppose here also 2 lakh, here also we are paying the 2 lakh thing. Okay, so fund value at the end, and these are the different type of charges what we are paying. Now even if we keep the charges the same, okay, suppose the biggest difference over here, in this case, the biggest difference over here, while we are looking at the charges, is the long term capital gain, the 10% over above 1 lakh. While here the charges are technically going 0. Okay, so this tax needs to be paid while you are exiting the mutual fund. That is the major thing. Now, in case of a risk cover, there is no risk cover. In this case, human value is there as far as risk cover is concerned. But the biggest difference, now this is all hypothetical figures, please understand this. This is for the basic understanding. Okay, the major difference in the maturity, even when there is a difference of only 1.16%, okay, That is the major difference. After 20 years period, calculating mutual fund total expense calculated at 2.25%. So what we are looking over here is that tax structure which goes from whatever is the capital gain, net capital gain which we are paying, okay, that gets reduced, and that is what at the end of say 20 years period. Okay, now see over here, please understand, I have taken that only a moderate return of 8% is taken, and in this case also moderate return of 8% is taken on both the side. So somebody would say, they will argue कि 12% और 15% मिलता है. Yes, but for the basic comparison purpose, the 8% return on both the things are taken. Okay, and since this has the capital gain and the tax is applied on that, the return goes down. In this case, the return is comparatively higher. Now, even if it is higher by 1.16% IRR basis, okay, I will not go into that detail, नहीं तो खाली यही subject को हम लोग अटक जाएंगे. लेकिन the difference in the output can be more, as big as 8.45 lakhs. Okay, so we'll go more deep into this at a later stage. There is lots to cover, so let me take you forward. तो ये hopefully ये answer आपके पास मिल गया. So यहाँ पे say whatever the fund management portfolio which is there, okay, always एक तो आपका इंस्ट्रूमेंट होता है जो सेविंग पे लिए जाता है, और दूसरा जो होता है वो फंड चार्जेस लग जाते हैं, मोर्टालिटी रेट रहता है, एंड ऑल अदर चार्जेस. सो आई have made a list of all the other charges also in ULIP, so I'll be able to take you forward on that particular part also. Okay, so very very important, यहाँ पे mortality rate is depending on the age of a person, वो mortality rate लगती है. Okay, so how much insurance you are buying?
Maybe one request from the participants to speak only in English.
Sure, sir. Because, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Some who are not able to understand. Thank you.
Sure, not a problem, sir. Not a problem. Okay, so let us understand the expense ratio. So mutual fund regulations are subject to lot of expenses which are being taken by the insurance by the mutual fund companies. Okay, and what are these expenses? So sales and marketing expense, advertising, administrative, transaction, investment management fees, custodian fees, all these are the charges which you normally pay to the mutual fund companies. Now in this case, that means whatever the running cost of the mutual fund is paid by you. Okay, so this is what is the expense ratio all about. Now for active managed equity scheme, the total expense ratio allowed is 2.5% for the first 100 crores, then 2.25 for the next 300 crores, 2% for the subsequent 300 crores, and then for the balance it is 1.75%. So these are the expenses. So mota you are going to pay average of 2 to 2.5%. But the debt schemes, okay, which is money schemes, it is the lowest. It is just 0.25%. Okay, somebody who is looking for income related schemes, technically they are also called as the debt schemes. They have the lowest expense ratio, and that is why you get a better return than the FD. Okay, so for example, an expense ratio of 1% per annum means that each year 1% of the scheme total asset will be used to cover the expense managing and operating a scheme. That means if it is 3,000 crores, so 1% is taken as an expense. Itna rupiya, this is the amount of rupees which is being removed before they declare the NAV. Okay, so mutual fund is allowed to charge up to 30 BPS more if 30% or more new inflow comes from the location, that is tier 2 and tier 3 cities. That means they can increase their charges by 30 basis, okay, if more fund is coming in from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, because they need to advertise more in the smaller cities, and that is how the expense ratio could go up. Okay, so how is the NAV calculated? So all the expense ratio is minus to get your net asset value, that is your NAV. The last, after 3 o'clock or 3:30, the NAV is put up only after, say, about half an hour to 1 hour. Why? Because all that minus plus whatever is done day to day, and then the NAV comes in. Okay, so these ratios are the one which you are paying whenever you are going to invest in the mutual funds. Okay, let's move ahead. So technically, now I have given you a better picture as far as mutual fund charges are concerned. So one is the entry load. Okay, one is the entry load. So when you enter the mutual fund, okay, it technically is the distribution expense, what they say. So that is the basic you are paying upfront. One-time fee charge at the time of investment. Again, one-time fee. So nominal fee of rupees 100 to 150 for investment above rupees 10,000. Now, so technically you are having 3 charges. So if you are investing, say, 100 rupees, okay, and it is a 10 rupee unit, one unit is 10. So technically you should be getting 10 units for 100 rupees investment. Yes, am I clear on this? But do you actually get 10 units? No, you do not get 10 units. You get approximately 8.2, or in some cases 7.75 units only. Okay, now again, disclaimer, every fund will have a different type of allocation, okay, on the number of charges. So when you actually buy the fund, all that units come which is coming to you, every time it will not be the exact value. Every charges are being cut before they give you that units. Have you understood this? Okay, now very, very important is there are recurring expenses also. So every month you are going to put in the money, again that recurring expenses are there. Okay, so charges for duration of the amount is also considered. Maximum charges permissible per year is 2.5. So this is minimum or maximum they can charge you to keep the funds. So all this fund management charges, what we are worrying, see, this is up till 2.5. And then when you are exiting the funds, they call it as back end load. So to exit the fund, so you want to sell off the fund and you want your money back, so you pay exit load also, which is called as back end load. See, these are the different words being used, but they are indirectly or direct the charges you are going to pay for entry and for exit also. So one time fee charge at the time of redemption. So again, there is a one-time fee. So for whatever you are going to do, they are going to charge you to run their show. Okay. So they are running their show based on your charges for sure. So varies from 1% to 3% depending on the time of investment. So these are all the charges which the mutual fund companies are charging you to keep your fund and to manage your fund. Any questions on this?
There are some coming up in the chat box. Yeah, so we will keep it for the Q&A.
Not a problem. So I will now take up the ULIP wala charges also. So even in the NAV which is there, the ULIP also have to declare their NAV. Now somebody means in the last one of my meet, somebody had argued okay, there is when you buy a unit link insurance plan or any particular thing, they do not have a particular details. No, this is an example that every insurance company where you are going to buy a ULIP, whether it is LIC, whether it is Tata Life or anyone, these are there on their website and they are updated every evening. It is compulsory. Okay, so in this case you can see on the first the fund was 44.83, on the second 45.21, on the third it was 45.49. okay, and on the 3rd of July when this was picked up, it was 45.49. so every day after the market these funds are being updated. So rest assured, whether it is mutual fund or any other fund, they have to declare as per the government rule, okay, or the SEBI rule. So one other example, say for a whole life income wala thing, again there is a value of the NAV, okay, and the date is also shown to you. This is just to give you an example that every mutual fund, every ULIP will have a NAV which has to be declared compulsory. So let us understand, we have understood the mutual fund charges. So since we are comparing both of them, let's understand the ULIP charges also. Okay, so the most important in this case also, what are the ULIP charges? Premier allocation charges. So what is it? This charges is level to recover the initial expense, like how we had the mutual fund ka thing, toward issuing the policy. Now if you buy a life insurance policy, to policy ko issue karne ke liye the insurance company have some expenses which they are going to put it on you. Okay, so this is regulated by the development authority, the IRDA, the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority. The IRDA set the guidelines to ensure a cap on these charges from the 5th year onwards. Very, very important. So you cannot have charges which can be applied in any different way. There are charges and they are regulated by this IRDA rules. Okay, and that is where it has some age from the mutual fund. So policy administration charges, okay, the cost towards the paperwork, the premium intimation and so on and so forth, again recovered from you. Okay, it is usually leveled on a monthly basis, but since you are paying a yearly premium, then it is leveled only once, not a monthly basis. Okay, most of them on the first 5 years they have some X amount of charges. Okay, here it does not increase after 5 years, actually it decrease after 5 years. So the more period you are keeping the ULIP, reduced charges you are going to pay. But if you are getting out in the first 5 years, after 5 years completion, maybe that charges would be little higher in terms of percentage basis. Okay, very important. Same as the mutual fund, the fund management charges are there. Okay, now very, very important. It cannot be more than 1.35%. That is again a IRDA cap, because since it is technically called as a life insurance, okay, they cannot charge more than 1.35%. Okay, see, I have collected all this information from different websites. Okay, so again, I'm putting a disclaimer. You need to just reconfirm with whatever fund you are going to go above, and you have to just reconfirm that charges. Okay, could vary between company to company, but this is the maximum 1.35% as far as Tata AIA is concerned. Okay, debt oriented are much lower. Like we have seen that in mutual fund also it was 0.25%. In this case also it is definitely lower. Okay, very, very important that to grow your fund, if these initial charges are small, then the NAV is better maintained and the growth can be seen. Okay, now please understand, if you compare 8% to 8%, we have seen the difference. Okay, which is huge in terms of 20 years period. Okay, then we go for the fourth charge, that is the mortality rate. Now, since it is an insurance related plan, okay, based on a individual and the amount of insurance you are taking in that particular plan, okay, some part of the money goes for your safety. That means you are buying, say, 2 lakh rupees worth of insurance, 10 lakh rupees worth of insurance. So technically it is 10 times. So if you are putting 1 lakh rupees in ULIP, you are giving 10 lakh rupees of insurance. So technically the mortality rate which you are going to pay is for 10 lakh rupees of sum insured, that is your insurance, which is technically good enough for people who are unable to get insurance or have a higher age bracket. They can also buy this. Again, the medical what is been done in this particular case is very, very negligible, because this is like an investment related plan. Okay, so somebody who is unable to get due to bad medical condition can opt for this. Most of the time insurance company is very lenient in this particular case for going for the investment purpose. Okay, so when insurance buyer purchase an insurance cum investment product such as ULIP, their primary objective is investment. So life ka component is small, but the investment is there. Okay, so only the mortality rate depending on the age of the person, that is cut. So there is a complete list of what is the percentage. So younger the person, the less the amount. As the age grows, the amount will be little more and more, but it is not that big as far as the fund is concerned. Okay, very, very
time check. We have a lot of queries. Q&A.
Another 5 minutes. I will be able to cover everything. So we are almost at the end of the charges, surrender charges and discontinued charges. When you are exiting, these are the charges. Okay, and 5th year onwards, which is a locking period. Okay, very, very important. This last charges, you understand this. So the lesser the charge you are going away from it, means the more you are going to keep your ULIP. Okay, technically the charges keep on getting reduced and the yield becomes better. Say 15% return, if we are looking at the 15% return or the ULIP plan, okay, they cannot go more than 3%. So your return technically goes to 12%. Okay, so this becomes a very, very big difference, because here also the IRDA has kept a cap on this. So in this particular case, you can see so many insurance companies having different funds, which are the ULIP funds. So here you see Tata, Birla is there, then Edelweiss, Bharti, Bajaj. So many ULIPs are available, and different funds are there. Growth funds, then secured funds, and n number of funds as you see in your mutual fund industry. So again, they have their similar type of uh, uh, details which they come out with. Okay, and whatever it is. Now, this is what the difference between ULIP and the mutual fund was. Now, coming back to the market, which is very, very important. And this is what everybody was waiting for.
So Mayur Bhai, ULIP versus mutual fund Jugalbandi is extremely interesting. And I am getting a lot of reactions through various social media channels that I am right now on. So we will pick them up in the Q&A. Just one point which I wanted to, bring about is how much is the return of investment? I think that's key. While we are talking a lot about, everything around ULIP, where there is an insurance aspect also which is coming along, but at a moderate level. So for an investor, uh, you know, it has to be very clear whether he or she is doing it for income or for investment, and what is the ROI.
See, again, a disclaimer. Why I'm again and again putting a disclaimer is, for short term, if you want to put your money into any of the market, okay, short term, you are not going to get that bigger return for sure. Now, last time also I had specifically said, let me explain to you again what exactly happens and where people keep on making the mistake. See, what is being said is, every now and then people are only putting into this particular thing, okay, you should invest in the mutual fund in this particular fashion. Everyone is saying, please buy every now and then, so you are not stuck at a place, and even if the market goes down, your mutual fund is buying. Now think about it. This is a 8-year cycle. We have almost completed, say, 9 years or 10-year cycle. Okay. Now, what is your average growth? Can you understand? While the market was going up, the price of the unit was going up, you were making money. But in the next 10 years, whenever you have bought the price or unit which you have got, the price has actually gone down. So technically, you are stuck over here in between. So now, please tell me, anyone who can actually tell me what can be the type of return you will be expecting over here? But mota, what people say is, average. Everybody talk about CSGR and all the jargon which people come out with. You should beat the banks. Okay. If mutual fund is able to beat the banks, good enough. That means a return of more than 12% to 15%. Now, if the Nifty, the Sensex, okay, if it is able to give you a return of, say, 15% plus in a period of, say, 10 years, okay, and your mutual fund also is able to give you somewhere between 15% to 18%, they will shout at the top of the voice, boss, we are doing better than the Nifty, or we are doing better than the Sensex. But the most important point is, where is your exit? Which nobody talks. When are you going to exit? So when you will need the fund, if you are exiting at over here, that means you are at a loss. So when you need the fund, in case you are over here, you will be able to make money. Are you getting me? Is this clear?
Yes, yes. Right.
So in this case, the exit is the one which is going to give you better returns. So when the markets are at the peak, I always tell everyone, please bring the money home. Even part money which is coming in. But people are greedy. As a human being, I am greedy. Why I am greedy? Dil mange more. Let it go up further. Oh my God, I got out and now the market has gone more further. So nobody can catch the top and nobody is able to catch the bottom, right? So the most important point over here is your exit. When the market is really at a different peak, some part of the money should be coming inside and the liquid has to be there. So in case the market falls, you have the money to invest. Otherwise, no liquidity. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So it is important that you buy low so that you can sell high.
Yes, and then time check. We are at 5:10 p.m. And
there are a few questions here.
Chat box.
Jeetu is going to ask questions. Can you please start with the first one?
Yeah. So the first, are you also talking about the intrinsic value and the market value? Are you, or we hold it for the next session?
We can because see, when we are talking about these two values, that means we are actually going inside the stock market.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we do is you can just put a teaser here so that in the next session our participants are aware.
Can come prepared also.
And yes. So yeah. Just a teaser here and thereafter we get on to the chat box.
Okay. So just to give you a brief idea on this is, say ITC, everybody knows about ITC as a company, right? So ITC is right now available at say 195, 198. Say it is available at 200 rupees. Now that is the market value of ITC. Okay. Now based on the fundamental study of a particular stock or the company, okay, this value comes into picture. It's the estimated value or the true value of the company regardless of the market value. Now ITC, just to give you an idea and just to give you a teaser, ITC as a company is available at 200. Okay, so looking at the fundamental and blah blah blah, okay, now the value should be say 275. Just giving you an example. Now if estimated true value is 275, now it is available at what price? 200, where the actual value should have been 275. Now is it not cheap? Please understand this. This is your market value, today's value at 200 rupees. But true value of this as per the books of account should be say 275. This is an estimated figure which I am putting it. Okay. Now this is market value which is cheaper than the book value. So is it not good to buy this? Will you not buy this because it is available cheap?
No, I will not buy. I will think it is already on losses, so I may not buy.
Wow, wonderful way of looking at things, and that is where we need to educate ourselves. Again, I am repeating, when you are looking at something, okay, you have to look it at a holistic way of looking at things. So it is simple: buy cheap, sell high.
So that's a great teaser.
Okay. One more teaser wise. Now the same company, if the market value now goes to say 450 rupees. Okay, if the market value now goes to 450 rupees, will you be buying this company?
No. I might sit and regret at this point that why did I not buy when it was 275? I will again not buy.
So this is the beauty of understanding the stock market, and this is what people get confused on. And so this learning is the most important thing. Okay, there is something called as supply, and there is something called as demand. So there is a demand level and the supply level. So somebody is selling over there on the top, somebody is buying at the bottom. So when we always think about buying cheap and selling high, okay, so this type of learning is what is actually needed for the right type of investment in the stock market. As a trader, I don't have any problem whether the price is 200 rupees or 275 or 450 rupees. What I look at is tomorrow whether the ITC is going to go up by 2 rupees, 5 rupees. So I want to capture that 2 rupees, 5 rupees. I am, as a trader, what people look at it as a trader, I am saying whether the price is going to go up or whether the price is going to go down, I am least bothered. If the price is going down, I will first sell and I can buy later. Again, this is one of the most important terminology for an investor or a retailer. Please understand, normally we are trained our mind to only buy and only buy. While we go to school, we buy everything. Books, buy. Rubber, buy. Compass box, buy. So while we become older, everything, it is only buy.
So great teaser for our next session.
Thank you.
Right? And I think we should get on to the chat box. And the first question, which has come from Tarun, is what effect will the new tax regime have on investments in ULIP and mutual fund?
You could tell us briefly about it.
I have already given you, there is this long-term capital gain 10% has been put in, and this is going on. So technically there is no changes as far as this particular part is concerned. In case in near future, if the long-term capital gain tax goes, then it becomes a different story. But please understand, government don't have money for so many things which they are doing right now. So they are short of funds. So I doubt they will be removing all these funds as on now. At least for the next 1 year, very, very difficult to cut down on any type of income which they are getting. Any other question?
Yeah. So the next one's from Bhaskar. So he says that so charges in comparison to ULIP, PMS, mutual fund, debt funds, what's the best approach and the percentage of investment in each that can be answered briefly?
So ULIP, the advantage is you get your life cover also. At the same time, you can you utilize the switchover options also. And there is also smart options available wherein you can select any of the fund. Okay. And what the smart fund will do is they will put all your investment into income, and then every month they will allocate to your investment funds. Okay, so that is the smart fund which the ULIP is having, the mutual fund is not having. I hope I was able to answer, or you want to elaborate more?
You can write back to me about it. I'll message this question to you. We can have a deeper discussion around it next week. So
Yeah.
what I understand out of this discussion on the particular selection of your funds is what is your capacity, or what is your risk-taking capacity in this case. So wherever you would like to put, accordingly you should be deciding about stocks or mutual funds or ULIPs or any other funds that you want to put your money on. So I do not think there is any particular doctor who will, absolutely mend your things over here. It's very, very, I would say more than physical, it's a mental state of risk-taking capacity every person has.
Right.
Depend upon that.
Yeah, and to add on to this is, see, most of them are looking at, small penny stock, type of thing. And right now it is crazy. In the last 1 month, people have gone crazy because the very, very penny stocks, a 2 rupees, 3 rupee wala stock going up to 30 rupees. So this is madness which is going on currently in the market. Just to advise, please don't put your hard-earned money into such stock, because once the circuit starts, the selling circuit starts, you will not be able to get out of this investment of yours. Okay, and you will be getting locked for the next 5 years, 10 years period also. So your fund is going to get locked for n number of years till the time the next series they will start the whole thing.
Yeah, and then there is another one coming from Bhaskar, is about balancing the options. Well,
Is it in favor of ULIP, or I think it's in favor of ULIP is what he understands.
So before we come to, actually we have no answers around this. It is always advised as in investments is that balance your portfolio. So I think
it should be a combination, not just one basket for all your eggs.
So, but
yeah,
then,
definitely.
Mayur Bhai, would you advise on this of balancing the portfolio?
Yeah. See, first of all, whatever you are doing, what I understand is the extra money, whatever you are having, goes as an investment rather than you are buying something for the sake of buying. Please understand, extra money always goes for investment. Now, human life is very important. So once you have secured yourself, either you buy a term plan, you buy ULIP plan. So once you have secured yourself, once you have secured your family, then all what you can do is you can play around. You can buy mutual fund, you can buy ULIP plan, whatever you want to do. But first, you need to secure yourself. Very, very important.
Yeah. So
the human value, the ups and downs of the this coronavirus has changed everything. So first thing first.
And as you told us last time, a great piece of advice which will remain with me for a very long time is invest in a business, not in the stocks that you see on the market, not the list. Think about it and think about what kind of business is winning these days, and you could invest over there.
True.
There's one last question.
There's another one coming from Tarun, following up from what advice you have given is, for insurance point of view, won't it be more prudent to take a term plan instead of a ULIP and the capital to be put in mutual fund or any other instrument?
Yes, this is what I said. You can have your term plan, you can have your insurance plan, and then whatever you are putting for the next part is mutual fund or ULIP. Both will work at the same thing. So life cover is important. So once you have done that, so anything additional, okay, can be covered. Yes, for people who are not risk taker, okay, then instead of mutual fund, I would advise ULIP.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we have one of our esteemed participants, Colonel Ajay Kotwal. He has his own points of view. It'll be great to hear him out as well.
Colonel Kotwal, over to you.
Colonel Kotwal?
Yes.
Mr. Sampath, my only inquiry was about the high service charges that you have to pay for the ULIP. And also at the end of the day, they are also investing in the markets only. And you are aware what beating these debt funds have got recently post this COVID. And lastly, generally the financial advisor advised that if you want to insure, going for insurance, go for a pure insurance, don't mix up the bag. You know, partially you are into this insurance value and also you're looking for that units to give you some returns. So this is my confusion, that if you could kindly clear it.
Okay. See, anything subject to market risk, that is always there. Now, ULIP has some charges, but again, they are being capped by IRDA. Now that capping, we have just seen what are the different type of capping which the ULIPs are having. Okay, definitely the term plan is always going to be there. But in certain cases, as far as I am looking at it, the basic of all, in the next maybe 1-2 years, the interest rates are going to be beaten down. That means, Abhi, right now, suppose the interest rates are say 4% in the banks, they are going to be down for sure in the coming years. And we need to find some instrument which will give you better returns for long-term period. Okay, now people are looking for bonds, government bonds. Now, in some particular type of bonds, only 5.4% is given by the bond givers. Okay, nowadays the banking have come up with bonds also. Okay, wherein the instrument is giving 7.75% to 8%. Now, if you invest in fixed deposit, you are hardly getting 6%, and after that tax, 30% tax goes, you are hardly getting anything in hand. So people are switching over to bonds. Okay, so as far as the charges are concerned, mutual fund and ULIP, if I have given you that 20 years ka comparison, okay, and in that comparison, definitely if you are going to keep it for long period of time, mutual fund gives you a better return. The ULIP will give you a better return. Some funds will perform 100% better, but when the fund size goes bigger and bigger, it is like an elephant walking. Okay, when the fund is small, it is better managed, I would say, and the fund manager can, you know, push it better. But when the fund keeps on growing, it is like elephant walking. It cannot run. So at a certain time, you may see what you are seeing is the fund which has come and performed since the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So for the next 5 years, what it is doing, nobody has a clue. That is very, very important for you to understand. You are buying funds, some funds at a very high price.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Thank you, Mayur Bhai. Colonel Kotwal, I hope some clarity on thoughts, but then of course it is
nobody can be more clear than you on your money.
Yeah.
Nobody can teach you more than you yourself can teach yourself.
Yes, and there's always a bias between anything related to insurance and other instruments in the market. So I think a great session once again. Leela, would you have?
I have started the YouTube channel where I am going to put up all the recordings. I'm still not caught up with my older ones. Well, are welcome to watch on YouTube channel by the name of Martika Boutique, and also my Instagram handle, Martika Boutique. Thank you so much, Sampath Bhai, it was a great show today. If you still, viewers, if you still have any more questions, you can WhatsApp
Yes,
to either of us and we'll forward it to Sampath Bhai.
Yeah.
His contact details are also available on both my handles. Please do get in touch with him. Don't invest through him if you can't, but definitely take his word. He's an interesting person to talk to and very, very practical, and simplicity is a beautiful quality. He's going to really talk to
I should actually thank you for allowing me to share my knowledge with such a wonderful group. Okay, this has been a second week, and every time Mr. Sharma is pushing me, are you ready or not ready? Are you ready or not ready with the presentation? What we are going to discuss? Yes, but sir, just to thank every one of you. In this 1 hour, 1.5 hour session, we have been trying to cover so many things.
Yes.
But just to give you a word of caution, somebody had called me and said, okay, please give me some tip on small cap stocks. Okay, I can give you hundreds of stocks as a tip. Lekin when you talk to me in such a fashion ke thoda gambling kar lete hain, it means I would just want to do gambling, then I'm sorry, I cannot give because I am answerable to Mr. and Mrs. Sharma. Okay. Again, with a disclaimer, yes, if you want to have this long-term ka investment ke point of view and you want some stocks, okay, buy Network 18, you can buy Shipping Corporation of India, you can go for IDFC First Bank, all stocks which are less than 50 rupees. Okay, but buying bits and pieces. Here we saw that yesterday markets were down by about minus 45 points. So this week, in case markets are little bit going down, okay, but they will not be coming back to 7,500. Believe me. Okay, so people are again asking me, okay, whether 7,500 will be coming back. Very, very unlikely. Because
not so soon, it will take time, a long time.
Yeah, it will take some time, definitely. But whatever investment you want to do, okay, just divide your investment into 3 parts, 30%, 30%, 30%, and say whatever you want to buy, you buy right now. Then wait for 3 weeks to 3 months, then put another 30, and then wait for another 3 weeks to 3 months to put in another 30. This is how I advise most of the time, because when I started to build my portfolio, okay, first thing first, it's a whole topic itself. One more topic I am giving it to you, how to build up a portfolio.
Yeah, I think, yeah. So that is
discuss this next
part of our series. So we continue.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mayur Bhai, and of course, thanks to the August gathering for spending your valuable time. And just part of wrapping up, it's important, that when we want to become a successful investor, we require both planning and discipline. And it is important from planning perspective is that we've got to think carefully about everything we need to consider when developing an investment plan for ourselves. And then, of course, discipline means keeping market movements into perspective, recognizing the potential impact of risk, and regularly rebalancing your portfolio. I think this is the theme which comes every time as part of these this series. And then before we close, just a tip from one of our advisors was that begin at any time. Be late, but not laid back. So these are some very important aspects of converting ourselves into investors. And then feel free to reach out to Ela and myself because we have this list of advisors who work very closely for us for these programs, and we will reach out to you with the answers that you're looking for. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Have a great remnant Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
So much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.